Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Note to Self. Today, I have an episode all about perfectionism. And what inspired this episode was actually my previous episode here on Note to Self that was on when it feels like nothing is happening. It wasn't until I was uploading that episode that I realized that my mic was not hooked up properly. So the audio was not up to my standard. The audio was not as crisp as you're hearing it now. And that created a lot of stickiness and discomfort inside of me because I have standards for this podcast. I have standards for the messages that I deliver and how I want them to sound. And I felt these sort of triggers arise around perfectionism. And I thought there's no better topic to dive into today than to address that so we can all learn together. And what's interesting about this is that as I was uploading it, I just knew that it had to go out there. The show must go on because I truly felt like that message when it feels like nothing is happening and addressing the discomfort about that and educating people on what's happening in the mind. It felt so relevant to the time because one, it is something that I had navigated in the days prior. It is something that friends had reflected back to me that they were navigating. It is something that clients had been navigating. And whenever that happens and I feel I have a message to share inside, it is so important for me to get that out there. And so I hope that in today's episode, me addressing this, me sharing my personal story, it gives you permission to just kick the perfectionism to the curb when it shows up. And I know that it's hard to ignore because, trust me, I sat with discomfort around this for about an hour last night. Well, I wouldn't say sat with it. I was cooking dinner and I was like, oh, should I re-record? I could definitely re-record it after dinner. But then there was this intuitive message inside that was like, hey, Zoe, we said everything we wanted to say. We were in a flow state when we were recording it. And sometimes the content is more important than the quality. And I remember this from my YouTube journey, from different points in time, creating courses, creating content. There are going to be these technical difficulties and challenges that arise. And I feel like whenever they do occur, I am prompted to overcome a part of myself that wants to just say, no, nope, we can't. But sometimes done is better than perfect, especially when it's going to serve others. And I've shared this in a previous episode, but I actually had a client reflect back to me not too long ago that she's in my Opening Your Heart with Rose course, which is one of my best-selling courses. That course just sells all the time. So I have to also say welcome to all the new participants. I am always just amazed about how many people enter, even when I'm not talking about that course. But she had said to me that there is a particular module that she always comes back to, which is me explaining and showing EFT tapping, which is emotional freedom technique. And in that video, I am actually recording it in a cafe, I believe. And so there are sounds and noises in the background. It is clear that I am just very much doing my thing and releasing the external environment that I was in. I was just focused on being of service to others. And she said that every time that she comes back to that video, of course, she's receiving the support from tapping, but it's a greater message there about just do your thing. Just let it be imperfect. Just go for it. And that's the transmission that she receives. I've received this through other clients as well, people in the Digital Nomad Academy. That course, that program that I have, which is also one of my best-selling courses, I delivered over 6 months. I recorded a module a week for 6 months, and I was very open, honest, and vulnerable about what I was experiencing in my business, as well as teaching during the time that was going on. And so there were many lessons that were at the forefront of my mind that I delivered that people consistently, even to this day, still reflect back to me. I just needed to hear that. I just needed to receive that message. And I'm sure those of you listening to this podcast know that too. Maybe even yesterday's episode that sounded a little staticky or you could hear the street noise outside. It was what you needed to hear. And so this is just your reminder today that let yourself be human. when you find yourself questioning your work, of course, I'm not saying put things out there that you're not proud of, but if you truly feel like you delivered the message that was on your heart to share, it's okay. It doesn't matter if the lighting is off in your video. It doesn't matter if the audio is not crisp. You've got to start somewhere. And through little moments in time like this that bring up the discomfort of perfectionism, you have the choice to overcome that. You have the choice to integrate and tell yourself that it is good enough. It is safe. It is okay to share your imperfections. It is okay to be in your humanness, whatever that looks like. So, anyways, I hope that this was the message you needed to hear today. It was on my heart to share, and I'm sharing it. And yeah, if perfectionism is something that you are navigating to a deeper level, I am offering May Magic still until May 23rd. And this is your opportunity to customize and create a coaching package that serves you. So if you want to dive deeper into this topic, I'm always available. You can reach out at any time. Sending you a big hug, lots of love, and I'll talk to you soon.